Aditya, you have to unmute.
Only 10 members are joined, sir. We will wait for 2 minutes, sir.
Okay. So, what can be done by the time they join? Anyone from the pre-I, you can start telling how you spent your last 2 3 days thinking about your project. Need not to tell about the project, but yeah, any problem you faced and you encountered, worked over it, those kind of things. Yeah.
Everyone, please turn on your video, please. I told now every time I will not tell you have to join and you have to turn on your videos and you have to start interaction. Right? Repeatedly, I will not tell.
I am fine if you are eating, munching, but yeah, with the mic off and not that clearly visible to me that you are eating without me. Yeah. Up till then, it's fine. So, Manoj.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Manoj. So, yeah, so we had the first interaction yesterday.
Yes,
What
sir.
What are your thoughts in last 24 hours?
I was thinking about the problems which you told, sir, about revenue and other things. How the starting customer means the clients will come. I was thinking about that. We got few ideas. We are working on it.
Okay, brilliant.
Sorry,
Yes.
I'm not able to turn on my camera. I have very less charge. I'll do it within a while.
Okay. Raghavendra.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Raghavendra, have I ever spoken with you?
Not it, sir. Actually,
Okay.
I'm teamed up with Mithun, sir.
Okay. Because in my list, I don't see your name. Okay. Yeah. So, in the meantime, Raghavendra, you tell how you teamed up with Mithun.
Sir, actually, I am Mithun. We are friends from BSc Embedded Informatics also, and we are there 4 members, and we had a plan of startup. So I thought of if we teamed up, it's great. It's good, and our
Bad, huh?
intention also is same. So we teamed up, sir.
Okay.
I think we can start, sir. Yeah. Again, I am requesting one more time. Please turn on your camera, everyone. All the students, all the pre students, turn on your camera. If anyone having a camera issue, then okay.
Okay.
Sir,
That
actually today my network is not okay, so can I turn off the camera for today?
Okay, no issues.
Thank you.
Sir, just now I came home, sir. Just 5 minutes, sir, on it, sir.
okay, Sanjay. Uh, Sanjay, I think you are teamed up with one more person, correct?
Yes, sir.
That member is attending or not?
No, sir. Vanita ma'am said I'll speak with Aditya, sir, and I will let you know to join the meeting or not, sir.
Aditya, because I emphasize all the co-founders to attend, right? So, yeah, how about Vivian? Your two other people are joining, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, so I think even Sanjay's other co-founder should be participating in it. Yeah,
Yeah, okay, sir. Call them, sir.
yeah. Uh, do we need to share the invite or you can share it to her?
I will only share it, sir.
Yeah, fantastic. See, I always emphasize to have a team in, listening, so that, it's not just one person from the co-founding team to participate, because there are so many things. Even once I, as a mentor, tell that uh, you, it's something that I am conveying it to you as a team members, so that you understand that subsequently you have to gel and work together. Okay. So yeah. So by the time other people join, what I will do, I'll start sharing my screen and give a little bit of off the topic but relevant for entrepreneurship kind of two slides to see. Okay. Is this slide up as a presentation yet?
No, sir. Now, yeah.
But why it went off?
Again, went up.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay, done. So let me give a preview or a prelude of of innovation in terms of timeline. So historically, most of the things started to change with the desire of two things. Okay, desire of two things is for transportation or the need of finding out electricity and what it can do. Okay, or how to convert energies into different form. Simple reason, either you want to commute from one place to another place, or else you want some commodities coming from one place to another place. See, earlier the commodities used to come between two cities or two regions of the country or continents is mostly by the waterways. Okay, later on, only when a feasible energy efficient things started to come up like steam engine, most of the progress happened in that area. Okay, and since then, because the land was being utilized, correct, the commuting turned easy. And it's not, see, whenever ship used to travel from one place to another place, they will be at harbors, but the way the roadways were coming up, it allowed to have more connections. Okay, and commuting from one end to the another end, it turned a huge thing. And you can see steam engine, then railways, and things happen, and telephone. So all you can see the big spikes is highly comparable or more than what you see in 1960 onwards in terms of computer internet in this last millennium. Okay, only post this new millennium, everything in terms of utility or the economic utility or generation has gone up significantly. You can simply appreciate that fact. So you can clearly see that AI and energy storage are the game changers right now, and everyone is working on it, as well as blockchain technology. Robotics have been there and it will be there, but having robotics in the industry or manufacturing industry or assembly industry is going to make the biggest difference rather than them being servers in a hotel. Okay. And yes, the only health sector part which can be seen is genomic sequencing. And yes, rightly, like Mithun and others are interested in it in a direct or indirect way of being part of the industry is highly encouraging. And let me give another slide, which is like in terms of, I will put it in terms of avenues. You can take the screenshot of the blog, which I have mentioned of the screen, so that you can go through the blog which is being put in the bottom, which actually tells in a very different way, like how you can actually classify your customers. Okay, you can classify customers based on what they do, or customers how they utilize their time. Okay, like sleeping is there. There are a few companies like which allows you to have some matrices, or they have some kind of matrices which estimate how good was your sleep. There are a lot of gaming things. The other part which is shown very starkly as 9 years left. What will you spend with it? In this zone is these apps which allows you to learn more than what you have been knowing. Okay, so Coursera, edX, these kind of apps enable you to utilize that 9 years of your life to be spent something in a meaningful way. And I really want you all entrepreneurs to just pat your back that you are not in the regular run on the mill kind of people. Okay, it's not bad also to be run on the mill because you have not figured that you actually enjoy taking risks. Okay, it's absolutely fine. So just to appreciate that you are one of the 400 million people. If you see at the what 7 billion people do, okay, it's very charming to watch that 400 million people are entrepreneurs in a given time, or maybe the numbers will change until unless the change won't be very drastic until unless the million turns into two folds further. But yeah, happy that you all are thinking in that direction. All right. I hope many of them who have registered have joined in. So I continue further with the session that let's define your team. And there are three aspects which I want to focus, which are directly linked to each other. That is core team and people who are external, enabling you or your team to achieve something. Okay, and employees is your startups working hands, and they are really critical because uh, I will emphasize it in subsequent slide why employees are essential, because you cannot do or you shouldn't do everything on your own. Okay, and this whole organizing of the core team, externals, employees, it actually forms an organization structure. There are different ways of functioning of the organization, but yeah, I will say it depends upon the people and how they want to have the organization running. So yeah, today's quote is power and wealth are not two mainstays, according to Ratan Tata. Well, we all know why our nation loves him a lot, comparably more than Ambani's or Adani's or any other business, large conglomerate like people, simply because he is very much a people-oriented person. He actually puts people before whatever you do, because business, as I mentioned, is between people, right? It's not between person and technology. All right, here is the composition of an organization. So, organization has a particular goal, okay, or it wants to achieve something, okay. As a startup, you want to cater to someone, but by simply going and saying that, look, I am having this product, you buy it. You are not having your product on a cart selling door to door, or you are not doing it in such a unorganized way, unorganized sector thing. Okay, so we are an organized sector, and with the advent or the presence of internet, you are bound to capitalize the opportunity of getting few seconds. If it is an insta kind of thing, you get a viewership from that end, or else you send a cold mail or cold way of communicating, telling that, look, this is what I have as a company, this is my product, and this is what we want to do. So if you go back to your room, when you go back to your room and you see what all products you have been buying, okay, and those which are new products that you have never tested or tasted, probably you would have done a review of them. Okay, let's say through Zomato also, if someone is ordering a new food from a new place, you will actually see one or two, three reviews of it. Or else, what I will do is I will actually see what the company is been making and what they actually want us to understand in terms of values. So this mission, vision, and values. is three things which usually a startup puts up on their web page. Okay. The mission is something that what you want to achieve as a founder or founders. You have decided this is our mission. Our mission is to transport this A to B in the best efficient way, and we want to make sure that there is no loss of it or there is no consequence. Whatever you want to put is your mission. And in order to have it, you should have a vision, which actually means the vision is meant for your employees. Okay, it's not just for the people who are visiting your site website. The vision is meant for your employees, telling that look, our mission is this, and this is our vision. This is how we are going to do it. Okay. So the vision, when someone reads, they actually perceive how are you trying to get it done, and the values tell it that what makes you to do it. Like I mentioned earlier itself, what is a value? It's a perception of a person, and here the value is for the customer and consumer. Okay, which I have put as C/C. So whatever you have put there is the one what the C and C sees. Okay. And the rest all what is without any boundaries kind of thing, like ecosystem, externals, network, employees. These are the connects allowing you to cater the product or service, trying to compete with the other companies which have their own products or services, so that you are actually onboarding from that side to yours. Okay, it's like, I won't use the word as snatching, but it's a competition where you have to give them a better deal, better feel, so that they come to you, check it out, get onboarded, and try to stick to you. So you have to figure out, like in my case, let me put it, some 15 years back, I liked Peter England shirts a lot. Okay. But down the line, their quality went down and I stopped buying from them. I went to some other company. And in last 5 years, I have seen they are actually back to the standards, which back to my standards. Okay, let me put it that way. They already had a market, and I think their revenue had also dipped. This is the way our customer perceives. Why I went back? Because I had a better experience. The one which was I am going to now or having at that time was little expensive, and then I thought that why not to check Peter England whether they have come back to the level or not. Not only that, it is from our own Indian company, but yeah, it allowed me to have in a particular feel as well as fitting in my budget. Okay, I won't use the word cheap here. Well, those things work in a start point, but not in a long run. So nothing called as cheap works. Okay, I have given the example of Tata Nano. Here, the core team's work is to understand each and everything, believing on their own thoughts and convincing their employees, and then you have externals. So I have already shared with you the template of giving the pitch deck. So if you have gone through, the two externals for you are very critical are advisors. Either if it's a scientific kind of work you are doing, then it is scientific advisors, or it can be a business advisor. So when you have a bit advisors like this, uh, whether it is, are you trying to give them some revenue because they are contributing their time and knowledge to it, or else it's that, okay, they say that, look, I am fine since you are a small startup right now, let me help you out. And if you do little bit good, you can think of giving something to me. It can be verbal. Better is to have it in a written form. So let me put it in another way. I spoke with a person. I have few of the people onboarded, and when I spoke with a Westerner person, the person actually said, "Look, I am contributing my time and network. Okay, what is the value you are going to give it to it? Because I can do free, but when the moment it is like my saying is free, you are not valuing me and my work. You just want to have me as a it's like a photograph being put there. But if you want real contribution, then you should give some value. We are not asking like $100. It can be just, some amount which we feel that we have been made worthy to be part of it, and we will also contribute to it. So these kind of, thought process has to be there. Yes, at initial days or initial years, you might be very choosy in terms of, committing some money to someone, but down the line, maybe in a year or two, you will realize the money way you can have a better output. Okay. So you have to have a network of people. Since most of you all are students and faculties, some of you who have not got any exposure to the way the business is being done. Okay, most of you are right now thinking in terms of tech, but how to get that tech to the CNC is by talking to people who are experts working in who have a better understanding of the ecosystems, let it be in terms of market, let it be in terms of regulatory. I have got phenomenal exposure by being networking with few of the WhatsApp groups. Frankly speaking, I think in the group where I am for the biotech company, it is like 256 or 300 like that. I have met only maximum 60 people, but I ask something, at least one or two people will give me few leads, and it's a fantastic thing. It's not just restricted to our country; it is to the global level. What I'm talking to you. So your organization of your company is that there is a core team, there is employees, okay, and it is based on your mission, vision, and values which you are contributing to the CNC, and that's how I will say, yeah. And let me say next, what is a core team? So in your core team, it has to have people, okay? Most of you, I won't even say most, I will say now, many of you are single founders or single people trying to execute the idea. Uh, but yeah, it's okay to start in that way. I know a few of my friends, like they, their company have two more people apart from themselves, but the person is retaining 90% of shares, 10% given to other people. Okay, completely because the tech part, the operational thing, everything is known. But when you go for a registration like LLP or private limited, it will ask for at least more than one person. Signature wise also. So that's why I am emphasizing again, like I did it last time. Eventually, I will see if someone is having, a similar kind of idea, or even if it is a very overlapping border kind of idea, I can say, okay, that you have two ideas which can come under one common entity, and the challenges will be there, like, yeah, who will be heading, representing, and that can be worked out. There is nothing that cannot be worked out on this earth. Yeah, if it doesn't work out, then the happenings are like Ramayana as well as Mahabharata kind of thing. Yeah, but there is always scope of work out. Yeah, so when I say numbers, you can clearly see I have put five numbers, but not like literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have put different dimensional kind of things, which actually tells everyone is a count as a number, but what they bring in is a different dimensions. Okay, and with that, these people will bring diversity in what they can do. I will touch upon it subsequently. And in the whole part, then you require someone who is going to be the head. I will, because it's an organized structure, someone has to be called as head. In many of the countries, there are prime ministers and presidents, and in some places, presidents have more power than the prime ministers, or in hierarchy ways. I know many of the places where the head of the company is a president, but most of the work is done by CEO, or in some cases there are other designations like 2, 3 people are taking care of it. So believe me, it's a organization structure, but one person who is the front of the company or the startup. Right now I will focus in terms of startup alone. So what makes them to come together for that, we what is done is something called as founders agreement, okay, which means there are all three are founders, or all three are co-founders, or one person is founder, remaining two are like co-founders, and like that. With that, they pick up the role, responsibility, and how much money as an investment they are putting. Okay, these things are worked out and put on a paper. By, as I said, we have designed it such a way that by end of this month, you will be understanding, if you already have a team, how you are going to structure your team. Okay, based on your roles, responsibilities, and let's say even if some kind of dispute happens, how the dispute is to be resolved without any monetary loss. Okay, see, I always believe that there is no point in burning the bridge, but yeah, it's okay to cross the bridge. And let's say if the company you want to close and exit, you should be having just thoughts about it. Or else is that let's not close it, let's give it off to someone by getting some revenue. At least our idea or a startup keeps afloat. That kind of mindset and thoughts are required, which you can work out on a paper. And this one writing, what has been done as a founders agreement, is not a one-time thing. Okay, you can actually, I mean, there are provisions in that you will be able to modify, change it whenever you want to do it. Okay, so your agreement is an open-ended, not open-ended, but gives a option to resolve things very peacefully. And when this is also required, when let's say your startup turns functional, at least able to do a good POC, and people are looking to put money into you, they are putting money on you and your idea. Okay, so they see how well organized you are, because nobody wants to put money on a sinking ship. Okay, so if this paperwork is done, they will go through it and understand, yes, you have actually thought about these things. Okay, uh, so let's talk about the skills of founder, which contributes to the team building. Okay, uh, this is the first one, that the team can have people who have got creativity, they learn, adopt, plan, and execute. Okay, this planning and executing is very critical step of the proof of concept. Okay, unless you are not implementing or experimenting, you will not understand the pitfalls, what can be the reason of the failure. Okay, and by learning, you will try to do it in a better way or in a different way. And there is a requirement, as I mentioned, there is a networking, communications to be done. Someone has to have a leadership there. There has to be a storyteller. Usually those people who are front are actually storytellers. Even they have very less idea about what's been done, even if it's so. They can tell that convincing people, that is the investors as well as the customers, who bring up who use their charm to let's do this. Okay, like this person, Elon Musk. uh, he's able to do it. He's a very good storyteller. Even if things doesn't work, he's able to convince that, yeah, we are at the right track. And yes, hiring and firing is not everybody's skill, but some of them are really shrewd at it, and they are good part of it. They say, okay, done. This is what we want to get done. I'm giving you 3 months, 6 months. This is the contract. You do well, we keep you as an employee. Otherwise, we fire you. That's it. Many of them actually look for that kind of skill. It's better to throw someone rather than sink the whole ship. And then there is a time management, productivity, and self motivator is required, because in startups, if you are a single person, believe me, it's going to be very lonely journey. At least when there are two three founders, you have someone to who are sharing the common pain and gain, right? So you are afloat. There are three holes in the large tubing which is keeping you afloat. At least three of you could put one finger on it and say, look, we did well, we are afloat. Jokes apart. So yeah, the other thing is the requirement is in marketing. Someone who understands the numbers and that, look, I whatever you guys do, I will take care that we are we are at least tick at 2 3 regions. Regulatory work we are take, financing part we are tick. So those kind of people who enjoy watching the money transaction, or who enjoying keeping things in neat and tidy and very organized, trying to run it in a a systematic way, those people are like another front managing the company. So this is all in terms of the diversity, okay, which the founders are supposed to bring in into the startup. Okay, so let me have a little deviation, because the work is by people for the people kind of scenario, and what people may, as humans, make it different from animals is that we have something called as an imagination, and through imaginations we are able to create something as a belief. I don't know whether when a dog looks towards the sky, whether it is having a belief or not. Probably it was looking either for food or whether a light is there or not. It doesn't have a belief kind of thing. Okay. Yeah, it can sense that yeah, food can arrive at some particular time by someone, but not beyond that. We humans are more than that. We have got certain beliefs, and that leads to have some kind of behavior, and that behavior has an impact on what is being done as a business. Business means activity. So as you can clearly say, with the belief, it's the intent of a person linked. So it's very crucial that who are the people you want to have in your team or as an employee. Okay, you have to find, you can do something or less, try to understand what they value, what is their intent of their life. Their behavior actually tells whether what they said is actually equivalent or not. You can do something in terms of measurable kind of thing. I will, if some time is there, I can give one or two examples of this at the end of the day, that how behaviors have enabled few of them to look for good employees and things like that. And subsequently, when a business is been running, nobody wants the business to fail off. Okay, even if it requires the founders to be thrown off, there are examples and situations like that. I need not to say, starting from Steve Jobs, he was thrown once. Now the Bharat Pay founder is also being asked to leave also, right? So those kind of situations happen when the whole organization wants it to be kept running, irrespective whether a founder is existing with it or not. So have look at this particular statements what I have put. Being able to read the room is such a crucial skill, is said by Funware sales executive, that he is willing to hire people who don't know much about technology if they have a gift of relating with other people. Second is, what we care about is, do you step back and stop leading? Do you let someone else? Because what's critical to be an effective leader in this environment is you have to be willing to relinquish power. Third statement, you no longer have the strict hierarchical culture in the cockpit where the captain was king and everybody blindly followed his orders. It's team oriented nowadays. And this is the last statement, which says young people have not been well prepared for adult life unless they are comfortable and well practiced in addressing collaboratively the kind of problems and objectives that 21st century life poses. This last is very particular for the young generation, which is what I'm addressing. And can you pick up the one or two critical words which have been put on this each line or statement. So it will be something like this. It's a skill what is been there, right? And the skill is meant for understanding who are the people around you, how you actually perform as a team member, how able you are to address or create a culture of your company. Okay, and that's where the whole organization comes into picture, right? So this is a typical organization where you can clearly see there is a CEO, there is a CTO, and there are the operations which have been handled. The hierarchy I am showing here is that the business development, operations, tech, and sales are answerable to CTO, and CTO talks with CEO. At some time at the startup level, well, the CTO can say, okay, I will take care of operations and sales, and CEO says, okay, let me handle the business development and tech part. So the structure is something like same, but the roles can be picked up choosingly. Okay, that okay, I can take care of these two, three, or do these two operations, primary activities or secondary activities. So that's how the organization of the startup is very critical, and that's what it goes into paper also. Okay, if you see in one of the form that I given, it actually mentions who is doing what. That is also seen by the founders, or seen by the investors or institutions like what I'm talking in terms of institution is that funding agencies, how well you are organized and what thing we have to talk to whom. Everything, if it comes to the king, what is the point of having a minister and soldiers then? Correct. All right. Having this structure being mentioned, do you really see there is a term anywhere called as leader? Well, it's depends. What do you mean by leader? If I allow you to turn on your mics and let's check who or whom you consider as a leader. For let's say 5 minutes, the mic is on. One by one, you can turn on your mic and tell who is an example for you as a leader.
Sir, in this slide, I can see every person will play a role of a leader. Sir,
Mhm.
so as a business development, if any in charge is there, then he will play as a leader on his own for that particular category.
Okay.
Of course, the whole organization will be led by CEO, but irrespective of, everybody should lead the team.
Okay. Okay. Well said. Well said.
Sir, leader according to me means
So
definitely
leader,
a person who has the ability to carry the vision of the company forward.
Mhm. Taking the vision forward. Okay, I take it. Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else?
Yes, sir. Are you audible, sir?
Yeah, you are. You are. Continue.
Yes, sir. So, according to me, sir, the leader is someone who is able to monitor any operation concerning I don't know, an organization and all. So, yeah, I think everyone can be a leader, can be a leader, but everyone is not a leader. So, it depends on each person in the position, actually. So, that's what I think. So, according to me, yes, business development, especially that one. So, yeah.
Can you pick one role model whom you consider as the leader, who has mesmerized you?
Elon Musk, sir. Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Any other examples people want to take out? Not necessarily from business background. Okay. Leader means any person who brings out a change. Oops, I said one part.
All right, Jack Ma, sir. Jack Ma.
Oh, okay. Jack Ma. Okay.
for me, our own prime minister. Modi.
One by one. One by one.
Father, sir.
Oh, your father. Fantastic. Good. Good.
So same, my leader is my father.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. You have been
And
rubbing
for me, a
shoulders.
leader's definition is
Continue.
And for me, leader's definition is leader is the one who takes initiative and cooperates and handles all the team members to do as leader themselves handle the situation and also allows the team members to get a part of it. So for me, leader is those.
Okay, wonderful. Understanding the need of the team. Fantastic. Next.
A person who can manage the situation or a people in an efficient way,
Uh-huh.
which can profit the organization or the business.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great. Great inputs. Okay. Let me take it to the next slide. Saying, uh, let me put it into leadership levels. Okay. There's nothing called as good or bad. I have been emphasizing during one-on-one interactions with you, and I still continue to say that. So there are different levels of leaderships uh, in terms of perception and how it impacts the company. So the first level is where the leader is able to, have a capability as an individual. That means a knowledge, skill, and good work habits coming into picture, where he or she has figured out what they are capable of. Okay, what level they are productive. Second level is they are contributing as a team member because they have understood how the work is being carried out, what is the goal and how it is to be achieved, and they are able to do that in a group setting, okay, where you have more people as coming along. Okay, so you have a team, you are a lead of it, you are able to lead to the objective, right? And the level 3 is a competent manager where the not only the people and work, the manager has a complete understanding of the resources required and how the efficiency and effective thing is being integrated, okay, for attaining it. Now remember one thing, when we talk about manager, it's about a set work, set things, okay. They are able to perceive uh, what is the starting, what is the end required, how much time goes into it, and they are able to foresee because they have got that kind of experience into it. Now, when we talk about level 4 kind of uh, leader, they are they are they might not even know what's happening at the base level, but they have got a compelling vision. They have understood what is the start and end. They might not understand what is there in between, and they are able to have a clear vision, the input, the output, and the time involved in between. Okay, if a production is been going on for nicely for 30 days and 500 units of car is been made, and all of a sudden he or she realizes that the sales have dipped up, the first question will be there, was it because of the raw material not being there? It's a logical question, yes or no, and then they will go, is it because either some employees have experienced people have been leaving the company, and why? So they have a compelling vision, and they are very clear how to keep the system running, and is there a need to address why this is why employees are leaving, or that kind of scenarios will might be there. But the final level or the topmost level is that they are a blend of both, where humility being there and being professional also already being there. They are able to a master of everything in terms of making people to do work. They will be such a motivating people that without even probably they're saying, they are coming to the room, probably the work gets done, okay, or the employees feel that I am so answerable to that person that let me do the work correctly. Those kind of people, uh, if you have that kind of employee, you it can be ascertained that the leadership is at the top executive level. So let's come to different styles of leadership. The most of the thing which is required in a very startup ideas which can transform the whole business is like that they are so convinced that everything is required. I can transform the people. Okay, like giving them a whole charge, like we are going to bring the change, and they are able to convince their staff, even if like, okay, 2 years there is no salary down the line. Bingo. You have understood what is the value we are creating, and believe me, you will get what is there at the end. Right? They transform the whole company and their employees. Then there are strategic leaders who have, very clear vision and mission, and they strategize how to achieve it. May or may not be very how to put may or may not be very congenial atmosphere to have people. They might be very crooked shrewd to get the work done, right? So they are very strategic. Okay, this gets done, this is it. If they are not working, change it, replace it. Then there are democratic leaders who actually get the work done by telling kind of thing that you are the responsible people because of whom this company survives. Because of you, we are there. So making the employees feel valuable leads to the final attainment of whatever goal they have in their mind. Then there are transactional leadership. So uh, they actually know how the other end, the customer's part, and they get the sales done, and they actually talk in terms of money, uh, and then they tell what are the roles you're going to put into it. In autocratic, I really need not to tell, this autocratic leadership is like Hitler's, where it is my word of mouth is the action. That's all. Another is pace setters who keep a tab on how the process work is being done and how to make it better. They are able to cut the corners, cut the loose things, or tie the loose ends, and they understand that okay, this is the target, this is the milestone, this is what we have to get it done. Even if it requires 30 people to be put on a contract, let's do it. So they believe in the speed of the process. And yeah, there are other domains where they prefer artistry or creative types being involved, and they will be more in a this kind of creative zones, art zones, where this kind of leadership works. And there can be people who will be just because of you we are coming and buying this product. Okay, there are many leaders like that. Is easy to figure out. And yeah, this servant leadership is more like a hierarchical only, where put an order and the work gets done. And situational leadership is where is the absolute best, because situation leads to a performance test. It's a stress. And the leader has the potential. Like uh, there are a number of examples in different industries where production rate has to be increased, or let's say on a war front, something which a particular leader of the small pack of the soldiers, they come up with an absolute kind of ingenious thinking, and like 30 of the people are able to stop invasion of some 10,000 people. Those kind of examples are there. They turn situational leader, and they take the whole planning and risking about it. And this coaching leadership is best when the company's objective is not that long part of the chain. They are like, okay, we train you and go further. So they believe that until and unless the team has got the capability, I shouldn't expect that our company will turn great. So these kind of leader will emphasize in empowering and skilling the staff. And well, paternal and maternal leadership is very common in family businesses, and I need not to mention, there are Ambanis and few other Birlas being there. So we know how it works. So which kind of leadership is what you want to pick? I really don't want to say you pick one of it. I will say you have to be a situational kind of person. Any kind of leadership, because as I say, it is between two people. If somebody really wants more of moral boosting, you should turn into a coach leadership, apply coach leadership. But when you really see that uh, you have a team with coming with different features, they have their different visions, then strategic leadership comes into picture, where you say, okay, your work is in the A, your work is in the B, because I see that you are fantastic in this way and you are fantastic in execution part of it. You align and you clearly tell, I find this is your capabilities and let me have this as the workflow. So these are the ways the leaderships are, they design the whole organization for execution. So based on this whole, let me put the leadership of building the organization in two formats, or rather four quadrants. So where both the entrepreneurship ethics are less, means entrepreneurship ethics means you are explorative. That's what it means by entrepreneur, right? You are exploring. That ethics of uh, exploring the unknown is what makes us entrepreneur. And then discipline. So I'm not saying that entrepreneurs are undisciplined or the people who are professional are having no ethics, but yeah, it is low and high, and based on that, this is how the organization looks like. And when we see both ethics as well as culture or discipline is minimal or that way, then it is a more of a bureaucratic organization where it believes in just getting the work done. Whereas in hierarchy, they will talk about this is the protocol and this is how it is to be done. Even if the work you have said reduces the work from 8 hours to 3 hours, they will not understand to it or listen to it. They will stick to the guidelines of the company. So that's more of hierarchical kind of people. Startup organization, already you are in that kind where you are thinking lot can be done explorative, but have the lowest of the discipline, because you really don't know which way I have to put the efforts. So the moment you know where the effort has to be put, where are the good number of customers being there, your effort, your effort is something that you put 10 attempts and then you get a outcome out of it is what you have to figure out. Okay, then the discipline comes into it. The last one, the best one, is called as a great organization, where both the discipline is there as well as entrepreneur outlet is there. So Google as well as Flipkart, Amazon are a great culture right now, because Google asks their employees to spend 20% of their work in thinking into something new and creative. And that way, Gmail is one of the product of the G20 plan of theirs. All right, so you should aim whichever way you are, okay? You have to be trying to make your organization as the great organization. All right, so what kind of skills are required in an organization? Let me put into three brackets. That is in terms of physical, second is in planning, and third is into teamwork. Where in the physical, as I mentioned earlier, like primary work and secondary work setups of the company, that way you have to see. In practical, in physical organization, it has to be administrative, creative thinking, effectiveness, productivity. Later on, the second part is planning, analyzing issues, decision making, project management, strategic planning, and then teamwork, where it is collaboration, delegation, goal setting, group leadership. So this is how you can organize your employees, okay, on the same basis. So how can be done? Just one example, okay. There are, I know, few more sites are there, and many companies actually ask their incoming employees to give this kind of test. So this is called as 16 personalities. The web page, the home page looks like this only. And when you click on the personality types, I will show it in the next slide. The employees usually ask them to take this kind of test. See, whatever you are, let it be as it is, okay? You join somewhere wearing one or two layers of mask, and then later on you are not being productive and you are not happy there. They both of you are at loss, both the company as well as you. So it's better that you figure out what you actually want in life and what can be done through that. Okay, what keeps you sane and happy. I have done this test, and if you try to cheat also, believe me, the questions are tagged in such a way that, and it's a time based. Okay, there are permutation and combinations of the questions. There might be very less deviations, but yeah, they actually figure out what the person is. Okay, so this method allows you to put team allows you to have people segregated into four forms, each of them being four types. In analyst, it is the architect, logician, commander, or a debater. Sentinels who actually take care of things is like they are logisticians, defender, executive, or who are consuls. In diplomats, there are who advocate, who are mediator, who are, I'm not able to read it, protagonist, yes, and then campaigner. And fourth category is explorer, where they are virtuoso, adventurer, entrepreneur, and entertainer. Means entrepreneur, when you see it here, means actually they are risk-taking people. So as I mentioned, there are different works to be done, and see which kind of people can actually fit into it. Even if they don't understand they are capable of it, give them a time frame of like 3 months. Okay, 3 months you do it, you will figure out whether you enjoy doing it or not. Okay, right. Very close to the end of it, and few people have asked me during one-on-one session how to find people. Okay, so I spent some time over it. I think someone asked me yesterday about it, so I thought, okay, let me put my thoughts, and I worked over it. Then I said there are two ways to do it. I mean, two things to have it. The primary is what virtues he or she got. Okay, and second, what are the skills? What skills they got? Okay, what skills I got is not the question. What they got. So let's put the primary thing first. The primary thing is understand what they value. What are their values? Are they gender sensitive or not? Are they having some kind of empathy? Whatever you have, you think that you can do, and what you cannot do, and what you cannot do is what is complementarity. You do a fantastic work, but believe me, put me on the dais, I'm not the right person. Okay, this person is very charming in talks and can convince people. He or she can be the face or the talking person or the storyteller. That's the complementary part. I'm just giving an example. Or let's say you are not able to maintain the records of lab or the money transaction or things like that, or follow up. Those things you understand what you cannot do, and those complementarity you have to figure it out. Okay, but the vision is same. Okay, your vision, your value can be matching. You have to look whether the person is looking forward or not. When I say looking forward, means it's okay that I didn't do good today, tomorrow I will do better. That is a looking forward kind of attitude. They will be more responsible in their own nature, and most of the time once they take responsibility, they will also should have an ownership that this is this is what I have done, this is what I contribute, I know what it is, and I know that team spirit part. And everything narrows down in simple terms that how they approach to problem and life, right? And when we talk about skills, the skills mainly is, as mentioned in the previous thing, that skills can be put into a person. They can be trained. If they have a desire to learn it, they will certainly do it. So what you have to see, they learn, they have the deliverability, they are learners, and they have a questioners. If they are questioners, means they are fantastic people. They want to contribute in what they are doing, right? Lastly, which is very critical for you as a founder to know, what is they actually want in their life. Everyone is free to do what they want to do. The point is that how much what they want to contribute to you. So let's say, if you have an employee who says that, look, I want to work here for 2 3 years for two reasons. One, I really find your idea very fantastic, and a lot of scope of me learning or creativity. My creativity can be utilized here for the good. But when the time comes appropriate, I want to move the ladder up, or I really want to jump further. And it's absolutely fine. uh, I have there was a recent example I forgot all of a sudden, where the person was happy that his employee was able to join to some other company, and that employee was in some other division. He had some beautiful ideas. His presentation pitch deck was really pathetic. The word is pathetic. That the words were not good, but what idea he had, or the language barrier was also there. In spite of that, he had a clear idea which had some potential. He gave that role to him. He excelled, and afterwards, when he left or was about to leave, it was with a happy feeling. So if you try to come up with a culture where it is, you clearly understand everyone has their life, they want to contribute their part of life with you, and for which that you acknowledge them, right? All right, this is the last slide, and this is the mantra for you. So you should have some few people around you. I think the count is 9 people around you. It's not necessarily as a number, but what they contribute to you. So one is who is brutally honest to you, telling the right thing on your face, and you should be willing to accept it. It's coming from him or her, and I believe you. And then you should have an accountable partner to whom you can actually tell, uh, to give your to share your feelings, to tell what can be done and what's happening. The partner will be more like, even if not telling you back anything, at least a sharing, a feeling of to share someone has gone there, that side. You should have a practical motivator giving you examples, giving you insights, and a person who can be empathizer, who can say, okay, I understand. Yeah, you took a wrong call. What you did is wrong. I think there are better ways to do it. And those kind of people keep you motivating. Having said that, you actually require a challenger. A challenger gives you a directionality until unless, how to put, until unless, let's say a Ravan wasn't there, or the Kauravas wasn't there. I think the full potential of the other party. Now I'll put other party as, their virtuousness wouldn't have come as an example to tell even now. Okay, even if it's a story, let it be a story. So it is a challenger who brings the best out of you. Okay, sometimes they themselves are inspirer, because you feel you are inspired by them and you want to compete. Many of the boxers are like that. I want to, defeat that person. The person is challenger as well as inspirer, and you require one person who listens to you, just listens to you. Okay, I don't want to use as a you are pouring things into a bucket, but at least understands that you are saying it right now because you are in that kind of soup. Okay, and lastly, an encourager who always sees the that 1%, even if it is 1% good in what you are, good in what you do, uh, gives a tap on your shoulder. Come on, move on. That's how it is, right? Okay, let me finish up with this slide, and thank you. Any questions?
Sir, I have one question, sir.
Yes, Madan.
Sir, now today's topic is about let's find your team. So, in team, sir, actually, in general, we are like four people. So we all are like close friends and best friends. So would like if the thing we have work. So if I say something or to do some work and all, don't you think that as a friends we take it as very lightly? So if we work with some strangers or they will automatically do. So what advice you give to this topic, sir?
This is not a topic, this is life, right? So, a friendship is apart, work is apart. If you understand these things, everything is fine. There are n number of people, okay, n number of scientists I know. They will fight. They will fight like anything. But the next day they are again back for having coffee with each other. Yes, Radhika ji.
Yeah, it was a wonderful session, sir. I was actually, loving each and every slide of yours. And yeah, my question to you is like this, the registration of my startup idea happened in the last year, and I could easily pull up co-founders and students into it. But the problem is when I'm trying to coordinate with them, they're not responding. So do I need to dissolve the group and go for a new person, or do I need to speak to them and bring it to the alignment and again go with them? So I
See,
have that dilemma.
it's not a dilemma. It's absolutely fine. Yeah, you have put an effort on doing something.
Yeah.
Okay, since you are a faculty, then I'll ask two questions to you.
So
Do these students still consider you as a faculty when they are working with you?
yeah, when I was faculty only, they were students under me. But now I moved out from PS to other university.
Okay.
But still, I'm part of that same faculty and students.
Okay. What I want to understand is whether they still consider you as a teacher rather than a co-founder.
They consider me as a teacher only.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you understood the problem first and foremost,
Yeah.
right? This works when a hierarchy is there. Okay.
Okay.
I think you have to figure out and give them responsibility,
Mm.
saying that this is totally up to you. This is your call. The
Okay.
more you make a person responsible for their
Mm.
work, they won't get confidence on what they are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, give them an opportunity to take the lead. You step back. That was one of the line, right? You step
Mm.
back, give them an opportunity. It's the same thing for you, Mithun, also. That allow people to swap their roles and figure out whether what they have thought about themselves, are they really able to contribute or not. There is no harm in checking out like who's able to do what and enjoying or not. Yeah. Radhika, I think I answered your question, or if further things are there, you can ask, continue.
Yes, sir. Actually, what I felt is like they're tied up with other works.
Hmm.
And this startup idea, as a founder, I was the one who spoke to them.
Yeah.
And I was telling them, and they were like so listening to me like a fantasy in the beginning. But maybe since that soul and idea was not theirs, I'm feeling that they're not contributing or they're not coming forward to for any session or meeting also.
Okay. Are they co-founders with you?
Yeah, two, three faculty who are co-founders
Okay.
and three students, but the students I'm not able to contact now. But co-founders, yes, I spoke to them in between for other work, but they're not responding to my WhatsApp group where I'm talking about the startup idea.
Okay. You have been talking virtually, correct?
Yes, yes. Yeah, it was
That's
not
the
one-to-one, it was just, yeah,
that's the
online.
most brutal part. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Yeah, yeah.
it's easy to mask yourself, easy to say that I don't have time. If they really don't want to be part of your startup, right? You
Mm.
call upon for a group meeting weekly once, twice, you will get to know their sense and make it
Yes.
very clear. Let's see what we are doing. It has to be time bound, and let's figure out whether you can really contribute. Or if you are not willing, I'm happy to relieve you off so that I can have someone coming into it. So those kind of talkings have to be done.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
wonderful. Someone had risen their hand and now I don't see that.
Manoj,
Okay.
Manoj Gowda.
Okay. He's silent.
Sir,
Let me
this is
know.
Manoj. I'm speaking from
Yeah,
Sri.
continue.
I was not able to unmute in my phone. He was next to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sir, I also have the same problem
Hmm.
that everyone is willing to do, but they are not doing.
Yeah, that's where the founders agreement comes into picture. That's why I emphasize on the founders agreement, that you decide what are the work, you sit down together, design what is the work of your company, who is doing what. It's it don't
I did that, sir. I told their role. I gave them the rules, what to do.
Okay, if you are giving them rules, ask them back what they want. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, figure out what they want. Is that what you can provide to them? Well and good. If not, then say, okay, done. Let's continue being friends as it is. Let me have someone else jumping in the bandwagon. Fair enough, right? All right, Aditya.
Okay, anyone having any questions?
No, sir.
No? Okay, done.
Okay.
Okay, had a nice session. I hope you are able to think, because I find many people have this challenge of finding people to work with them. That's the first bridge to cross. Okay, have a good day ahead.
Okay, thank you all, and we will share the next meeting link in the group, and you can directly join to the link. Okay, anyone having any concerns, you can directly read to the my number or Srinath's number, or you can directly read to the incubation center.
Yeah, my
Mr.
number
Aditya,
is
can I know the tentative date of the next meeting?
1 minute.
21st.
Okay, fine.
21st Monday.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you will be receiving the link on this Saturday or Sunday. You'll receive the links, and if you having any concerns, you can directly read to the incubation center. Okay.
Mr. Srinath, are you available on Saturday?
I'm little tied up.
Okay.
But yeah, you want to have a phone call, or what? How you want to
Yeah,
get
I
in
was
touch?
thinking that I'll drop in to REVA NEST once, maybe on Saturday, or otherwise next week also fine, no problem.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Yeah. Okay.
Thank
See you next week then. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Thank you all. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.